Alright, so I wanted to answer the question once and for all. What is the best professional SD card reader right now? Maybe you think it's the SanDisk Pro Reader or the Lexar Professional, or maybe even the Kingston or StarTech readers. Now there are several reviews of the SanDisk and Lexar readers, but none that really compare them side by side or speed test them on a mid-range V30 cards. So I thought it would be really useful to compare the top two Pro card readers on the market and give you hard data as well as my experience with them. So let's get started. This is the SanDisk Pro Reader SD card and micro SD card version. And this is the Lexar Professional multi-card 3-in-1 model number RW500 Revision B with SD card and micro SD card slots, along with a compact flash slot. So let's take a look at both of them up close and compare them. This is the SanDisk Pro Reader. It has an aluminum enclosure with plastic end caps. It has small rubber feet on the bottom to keep it from moving around on the desk too much. There are also corresponding grooves on the top of it so that you can get another Pro card reader that perhaps reads CF Express, CFast, or Red Mini Mag cards. You can nicely stack them and they will stay together nicely. On the front you get a micro SD card slot and an SD card slot along with a white LED that lets you know that there's a card mounted on your computer and will blink when your computer is reading or writing to it. Around the back you have a lock switch. When enabled, allows the card to be read but not allow writing or deleting of files. This would be helpful if you attach it to someone's computer that has a virus, or the card has critical video data on there or audio that you don't want a chance of getting deleted or corrupted. Next to that we have a USB-C 3.2 Gen 1 port that supports 5 gigabits per second data transfer. That converts to around 600 megabytes a second, which is more than this drive supports. The fastest this drive supports is around 200 megabytes a second UHS version 1 cards. It is compatible with Thunderbolt 3 and 4 cables and ports as well. So this drive is designed to slide into a SanDisk Thunderbolt 3 dock called the Pro Dock 4 that has 4 bays for up to 4 different drives. That leads me to a few interesting features that if you buy this drive by itself, you may be wondering about. First off is this opening front bezel that seems a bit pointless, but it actually functions as a handle to remove the drive from the Pro Dock. You put this down and then pull on it to extract it from the bay. Another interesting part is this small hole on the back. You might think it is some kind of security hole to attach a cable to or reset button, but it is actually a friction hole that the Pro Dock uses to secure the drive in its bays. I really like the styling of this drive. I think it looks very professional. The main benefit of buying a drive with a detachable cable is that you can buy any length of cable you want for it. If you have a tower computer on the floor, you can get a 6-foot USB cable from the back of it and put it up on your desk where you can have this drive sitting easily accessible. It comes with a very nice 18-inch or half a meter USB-C to USB-C cable. The drive supports UHS 1 and UHS 1 with quick flow, which is a SanDisk technology that allows for faster read speeds than a UHS 1 standard allows for. SanDisk increases the dock frequency above 208 megahertz, enabling transfer speeds up to twice as fast as standard UHS-1 card readers. With cheaper UHS-1 cards, you can get up to 200 megabytes a second reads. UHS-2 cards can read up to 300 megabytes a second, and only come in the full SD card size and have an extra row of pins on them. They are quite a bit more expensive, like $145 for a 128 gigabyte card. That is compared to a UHS-1 micro SD card that will only run you about $20 for the same size card from SanDisk. The drive also comes with a limited 3-year warranty. The SanDisk company was started in California in 1988 and was acquired by Western Digital in 2016. So moving on to the Lexar multi-card professional 3-in-1 reader. This reader features a premium textured black plastic with a very large rubber pad on the bottom. On one side it has a SD card slot and a micro SD card slot. On the other side it has a compact flash card slot. On the front it has a blue and red LED light that is quite large. As soon as you plug it into a computer, it shines a bright red light that is quite bright and stays on as long as you have it plugged in. When you insert a card into the reader, the LED light changes to blue. Around the back, we have a USB-C 3.1 port. It comes with a USB-C to USB-A 18-inch or half-a meter cable. The Lexar supports UHS-1 and UHS-2 SD and micro SD cards. With UHS-2 cards, it can read up to 312 megabytes a second. With UHS-1 cards, it can read up to 200 megabytes a second. Compact flash cards can be read up to 160 megabytes a second. So let's compare them. Both drives weigh about 4 ounces. For staying put on the desk and not sliding around, the Lexar drive wins. The Lexar has a much larger rubber area on the bottom, which allows it to grip the desktop much better. For tolerances and overall quality of the SD card drives, it goes to Lexar again. Both the SD and the micro SD card slots are very tight and precise. The SanDisk has nicer case materials and colors than the Lexar, so the SanDisk wins in that regard. The SanDisk also has a much nicer activity LED. The Lexar LED is just too bright and large. I have actually had to cover it up with electrical tape to cut down on the brightness, so the SanDisk wins that one. The most important aspect, how fast can they read from the same UHS-1 V30 micro SD card? Let's find out. There is definitely a speed difference between the different micro SD cards I have tested, but there is also a speed difference between the two drives. With the newest micro SD card that I own, which is a SanDisk ImageMate Pro that is rated at 200 megabytes a second, here are the speed results. The SanDisk Pro reader did quite a bit better on the 200 megabytes per second card, but pretty close on the slower 170 megabytes per second card. I think that both drives would be a great option for you if you want something that can reliably read cards the first time you insert them, rather than having to wiggle them in and out to get them to show up like a lot of lower quality options require. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope this video is helpful. God bless, and I will see you on the next video.